Okay, so I'm sure you guys have already heard, and I had to just jump on and make a video real quick, but HexClad, cooking company that Gordon Ramsay endorses, is facing a huge lawsuit, and I think they just settled. Let's dive in. Alright, so if you guys haven't heard already, I'm actually looking at it right now, and it looks like they have settled sometime this week, I believe. But there was a lawsuit that was filed between, it looks like, customers who purchased eligible HexClad products between February 1st, 2022 and March 31st, 2024. There was a lawsuit basically alleging that HexClad falsely advertised their products as free from toxic chemicals such as PFAS and PFOA. And I think they just settled for $2.5 million. Now, that's probably not enough to get your original purchase price back, right? I mean, that's stretched thin between probably a lot of people. So it's very interesting. If you guys haven't already, I've made several videos on HexClad. I think the company reached out to me originally, I want to say like a year and a half ago, something like that. And I think I made 2 videos. And my initial impressions video was generally positive. I mean, I did say that the pans were manufactured well, right? And there were some features that I kind of liked, you know, the stainless steel handle and the form factor. And overall, the pans were nice. The pots and pans were nice. But my general gripe with them was, it was Teflon. It's just Teflon and stainless steel mixed together. So I questioned the Teflon. I questioned the coating and if it was going to flake off. And I also questioned the warranty process because there had been, at the time of making that video, lots of people posting that their pans were flaking, the coating was failing and so forth, and HexClad wasn't honoring it. Now, I did tell you guys in that video that if you were considering HexClad, then you're okay with Teflon and you're okay with having a hybrid pan, right? And you're just accepting those factors. I also told you guys that I hadn't yet made up my mind on them because, I mean, in my point of view, it was like, okay, if you really have to buy Teflon, and if they're claiming that they're more durable and you can use metal utensils and things like that, and let's say instead of, you know, a typical Teflon pan lasting you 2 years, HexClad's now lasting you 5-10 years, then at least you're not hurting the environment, right? And if they're willing to honor their warranty, then even better. I believe I ended that video by saying I need more time to think about it. Well, I took more time to think about it, and then I did a follow-up video. Now, for the follow-up video, I kind of took everyone's comments from the first video and made a beginner's guide to HexClad. I noticed that a lot of you were saying that your pans were sticking or failing or it wasn't searing right and so forth. But then I also told you to stick around to the end because that was going to be my updated review. Well, at the end of that video, I gave away all my HexClad pans. I think in that video I said I was going to keep one just to see. I was curious to see if it was going to fail or when it was going to fail. I'll be honest with you guys, I got rid of that one too. I got rid of that one a long time ago, like at least half a year ago. And it wasn't because the pan sucked or I didn't, you know, think they were high quality or anything like that. It was just, I don't like Teflon. I don't like nonstick. I have one nonstick pan and I really rarely use it. And if I'm going to use nonstick, then I'd rather have the real deal, not some hybrid version of it with, you know, stainless steel raised, you know, material and all that stuff and Teflon underneath. You get my idea. But in that video, I ended it by saying, I think you should stick to the main 3, the big 3, cast iron, carbon steel, and stainless steel. That's always been my position with this channel, right? I am willing to check out other things. I'm willing to review other things, and I'm willing to try to keep an open mind. But I think ultimately, I'm always going to go back to cast iron, carbon steel, and stainless steel because I want you to learn how to use those pans and use proper cooking techniques so you can be a better cook. I mean, that's my ultimate goal. And when you learn the proper cooking techniques, and they're really not that bad, it's gonna take you some time, but once you learn them, you can cook on anything. You won't necessarily need to rely on Teflon. You might need one pan for occasional, you know, really complicated dishes, but overall, you're going to be using cast iron, carbon steel, or stainless steel as your daily drivers every day, and you're going to be happy for it. And that's kind of my stance, right? I'm not really surprised that there's a lawsuit. Now, this specific lawsuit is in regards to false advertising. HexClad does have a very good advertising branch or whatever. They do advertising very, very well. I mean, they got the most popular chef in the world to endorse them. It'd be very interesting to see how Gordon Ramsay reacts to all this. I kind of have the feeling he's distancing himself. I mean, he got his endorsement, he got his money, right? So he's obviously going to protect himself. But it'd be interesting to see where, he comes out and how he reacts to this. But yeah, HexClad has always done a very good job of marketing their products. I mean, if you look at their ads, you can use metal utensils. It has the power of cast iron and the durability and flexibility of stainless steel. You've seen it. It's telling you that it's this all-in-one hybrid solution to everything, using and utilizing everything else that you've considered and taking the best of those things with no flaws, right? With no weaknesses. And that's a load of crap. I mean, we knew that. Yes, you can use metal utensils, but there was evidence then that it flakes off, right? Now, since I did my updated review, there's always two sides to every coin. There's always two branches that you have to appeal to. There's the side that hates HexClad and just doesn't like them, and that's it, and sees them as being a hoax and, a gimmick and all that, which looks like they might have been right. And then you have the other side that loves HexClad and will go to war and defend them in every way, shape, or form. And of course, you have the middle, people that are rational and are just going to look at things and make a decision. The people that loved HexClad, I heard a lot from them. They were telling me that, I just have to give them a chance and you have to season them and you have to do this and that. And then I think somebody told me or made me aware of in a comment that HexClad had changed their coating. It's no longer Teflon. I think they were going to ceramic or something like that. I don't know if that was true or not because I got rid of all my pans and that was it. I moved on. I'm not surprised that they're getting sued and that they settled because their marketing was not quite truthful. I remember seeing the non-toxic, right, advertisements and all that. And I think even in my video then I said, it's Teflon. It's Teflon. Teflon flakes off. Teflon, you eat that stuff, right? A little scratch. You should throw out your pan after that. With a regular nonstick pan, if you see a little scratch, it's time to get rid of it. You can't really see any of that with HexClad, right? Because it's this hybrid thing. And by the time it's flaking out, it's too late. So this lawsuit claims that HexClad actually was using PFAS and PFOA coatings, right, in their manufacturing process. I'm looking at it right now, and I don't know which one in particular, if it was both or at some point or, whatever. I think the general point that this thing's making is they were using a nonstick coating. Nonstick coatings are toxic and can be very toxic if, leaching into your food or you're eating it and so forth. And HexClad absolutely did not have the right to claim that their products were, free of toxic chemicals or otherwise. So I get it. In my experience, when you do get bad publicity like this, and it's specifically regarding toxic products and things like that, it's really hard to recover. I did a video last year regarding Matfer and that recall with their government agencies claiming that, that there was leaching of chromium and arsenic and other stuff because of the raw materials, right? That's another controversial video. It seems like Matfer has taken a hit, a pretty significant hit, and lost some endorsement. Now, it still kind of remains to be seen how that plays out, and for the time being, I stopped using Matfer. Now, if you have HexClad and you're not happy with it, then I think they have an active recall right now. I don't know exactly what you should do. Again, I got rid of all of mine, but I'll put a link in the description of this video, at least, you know, something to direct you guys to see, you know, what you can do, how you can either get your money back, replace it, or so forth. I have been doing a little bit of research, and it looks like if you bought it from Costco, I mean, Costco will return anything. If you bought it from Costco, you can go back to Costco and literally just take all of your pots and pans and shove them in a random box, drive down to Costco, and just give it back to them. They will refund you your money. There are some options, but yeah, that's basically it. I wanted to get this video out there, letting you guys know the latest and greatest from HexClad. I mean, is it a gimmick? I feel like it's kind of settled at this point. They're good pans, or at least they were well-made pans. I just wish they didn't have Teflon or non-stick or whatever. They should have just made them stainless steel, just plain old stainless steel, or maybe went down the, you know, enameled or ceramic route or something. I don't know, but the Teflon always kind of threw me off. That's it for me, guys. I hope you found this video informative, and if you did, please consider subscribing and joining our channel memberships. I'll catch you in the next video.